Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's another Mythic Monday, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Cosmic Legions Wave 2 Slygor Ryz. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by, and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. All right, taking a closer look at the front of the package, you can see just about everything he comes with. It does say Tusk Gravekeeper here. Here's a write-up of Slygor right here. If you want to pause and give it a read, you certainly can. Flip it around on the other side, you do have a little write-up of Valkatar Book 2, Grave Knight. We have our cross-sell on the back with Wave 1 and Wave 2. Man, I am really still waiting for Scourge and to come out. I can't wait to get him. He looks really good. I did just pick up IS Sapidian, so I can't wait to crack him open and do a review for you guys. But let's get this guy opened up and check out everything he comes with. All right, this guy comes with a lot of stuff, so we're going to just dive right in. The first thing I want to tackle is the fact that he comes with 2 visors in the package, but they are misprinted. So you're going to get this little bag here of extra accessories, and you're going to get a lot of stuff in this little baggie, and I did want to show off why you get this little baggie and what was fixed. So basically, with these 2 visors, they were first printed without the insert. As you can see, the one on the left is the misprint, the one on the right has the actual insert, so that it actually can connect to this head. Once you take this other visor off, it needs that little insert to plug in there and actually sit properly. Same thing with this blue version here that's not opaque or translucent. So you see here, it's the same thing, but it doesn't have the insert in it. So the ones that come in the package, you can just leave in the package. The ones in the baggie are the ones you want to use. Here we have an extra shield clip with a much fatter peg on the back. As you can see, the one that comes in the package has a much thinner connection on the back for different handles. And then the next thing we're going to get is his chest piece. I like to call this the arc reactor, but this little fan blade thing, this little generator symbol, whatever this is, plugs into his chest. You definitely need this for the figure. And then he does come with a little holographic projection of the Cosmarium. He does come with 2 gripping hands with horizontal hinges. He comes with 2 fists with horizontal hinges, and he comes with 2 trigger finger hands with vertical hinges, and I really appreciate vertical hinges on trigger finger hands. He does come with this staff. It has 2 different heads. We have this electric shock head here, and the exact same one with like an electric shock effect in there. It's purple. They both have the same connectors. They look the same, but you can plug in one that is not activated, and that looks really kind of, I really dig it. I dig the way it looks. It's a big chunky little head that it has on it, and I dig that. And I love like the little electro shock that's going on there. It looks really cool. He does come with 2 tubes. These are kind of versatile. You can plug them in all over his body, but he does come with this little connector that you can plug in upside down or right side up. Either way, have the tubes going upwards, have the tubes going downwards, whatever you'd like. He does come with this really nice rifle that we've seen before, but I do like the subtle paint work on the bolts that's on there. It looks really cool. He does come with a couple of different helmet attachments. This is the one that came with Oleg Slygor with the little boosters on the back. He does come with that same sort of like astronaut style helmet with the bubble helmet, and that kind of fits on there. Just like if you've got Oleg Slygor, the first version, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. He does come with 2 shoulder pads, and I really dig these. I think these are the same ones that we got with Vorga. So that's kind of cool. We do have this really nice shield. I love this blue metallic sparkle paint that they use here. It looks great. I've already got the connector here on the back, but you can sort of push this out and remove the front part of the shield. You can replace it with this other like purple, like translucent version. It's a little loose. Maybe that's why there's an extra adapter in there, maybe to make this fit in there a little bit better. But as you can see, mine's a little loose. It just has a little bit of a wobble to it. It's not a really tight fit, but ultimately it really doesn't matter because I don't think I would use it without this front plate anyway. To me, this just looks far more impressive, more science fiction-y, and I dig it. I think this looks really good. Next up, we have a couple of heads here. We have this standard head that we've seen before, and you can sort of like, if I'm having a really hard time, even with fingernails, this thing is recessed in there so well. It's kind of hard to get out. He does have like a gray robotic head with a red eye, which I think is really nice. And then you can sort of like plug this in. If I can get this seat in there properly, there you go. And you can see once it's plugged in, it's not going to fall out. So you can use that on there. And then we have this version here with the metal sort of pearlescent metal, blue metal sheen to it. And I'm having a really hard time getting this one to press in, but basically you can see how it connects there. And then you have this other wider version of the helmet. Of course, this also comes off, and you have that gray head with the red eye underneath it. It looks really great. I love the head options here. It's just absolutely fantastic. But honestly, this head right here is killer. This is one of the best Four Horsemen heads I have ever seen, and I love this thing. You can see lots of places for those tubes to plug in. We have a lot of reuse here. There's a lot of Oleg Slygor parts and pieces. These the legs, the little hip armor, Vorga's parts and pieces on here as well. But this is a new chest piece, and I really dig this chest piece with all the gears and tubes and hoses and ports. It just looks great. This head is absolutely insane, and I bet it would look fantastic on some Mythic figures as well, which we'll take a look at here at the end of the video when we do some pop and swaps. But I do want to pull this chest plate off, this neck piece, and kind of show you what it looks like. His neck peg is really tight. You can see we have this opening here in the chest for his little arc reactor, like I like to call it. And you can put this in and plug it in and leave it in permanently. Like you can leave it in no matter which one of the headpieces you put on. But I got to tell you, even with all that big bulky armor, he looks fantastic. But also, to me, just his proportions, he looks great with nothing but these shoulder pads on. I think he looks a lot leaner, a lot streamlined, and I think he looks great. This may be how he goes on my shelf. I really dig the way this silhouette looks. And the really cool thing is with his shoulder pads, you actually can put the neck piece back on with the shoulder pads on, but not with the head on. You do have to remove the head. But let's pop this back on real quick because I do want to show you what this looks like. I should have done this before I took it off, but I want to put the shoulder pads back on. You actually can put this on. I have found after playing around with this guy that you can put the shoulder pad. You can put that neck piece on, the chest piece on, even with the shoulder pads already attached. It does fit over the top, and man, they just really bulk out that figure and make him look so much better. But let's see like what some of these other heads look like. Here is the wider robotic head. It looks really cool. I dig that. Here is the smaller head. I think that looks neat too. There's just so many options, so many parts and pieces. You can really army build this guy. It's unfortunate that, you know, he is more expensive. You know, he's in that, I think he was like $59.99 when I picked him up, because, you know, he is a deluxe figure. He comes with so much stuff. Here, let's see if we can get this plate on better than we did before. That looks really cool. There we have it. It's not going to fall off. Just had a harder time at the very beginning. Let's pop this one on. That one goes on so much easier, and I really like the way this looks. This looks as well. Man, I just have a hard time putting these on. That's not right. There we go. And that looks really cool. And you can see that's not going to fall off either once you get it seated properly. But let's put his little faceplate back on so you can see what that looks like. And man, he just looks pretty incredible. I just can't get over this head. I love it. I would love to see this thing painted in different ways, to see what else we could do with it, because he looks so weird and different and alien and humanoid at the same time. He just looks great. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and pop this backpack piece on and see what this looks like. Let me go ahead and put this back in. So we're going to leave this in from now on, and then pop the head on. And let's see what we can do here. I always have a hard time with these bubble helmets. They just, for me, maybe I just don't know how to affix them, but they They give me a hard time sometimes, but yeah, this one I got lucky this time. It looks really good. I dig the way this looks. I love the silhouette that it creates. I love the bubble helmets. They just look fantastic. And yeah, I don't have that. Still don't have the thing seated on there properly. But let's see here. What do we want to do? Let's take this piece off because I want to play with some other attachments for the back. And you know, with this on, you do lose all of your back attachments, your shoulder pads, the ability to put the plugs in, the tubes. I mean, let's go ahead and plug the backpack in here for the tubes. And this is kind of like a very it is kind of soft and pliable a little bit, but it is a sturdy piece of rubber. Instead of being a hard plastic, which I really appreciate. And some of these tubes, because they're kind of mushy on the ends, they have a hard time going in. But you can plug these into like his arm ports if you'd like. You know, give him sort of like an Apocalypse from X-Men kind of vibe going on. Yeah, the shoulder pads on him, man. He looks really good. I am absolutely loving this guy. There's just so many options. There's so many different ways you can create this guy and make him. And, you know, you can army build. You can definitely make him, you know, he is, you know, one of the Grave Knight keepers, you know, even though he is a named character, you could army build a bunch of these guys. Just wanted to try some other head swaps. So here we have Bill Bones, Broken Shields, articulated skull that we have on there. And then here we have Attila's head on, looking really nice, just to see what like a human would look like on here. And then I have this other like extra bonus head. I just want to pop this on and see how this goes. And man, this head is really, really tight. I'm just not going to be able to get that on in this video without heating this thing up, and I just don't want to take the time to do it. But I think that looks really awesome. If you have that seated down properly, that could look really cool. I love the grays in there, and that the pop of yellow with the blue, I think it looks really nice. And one last little swap here. I pulled this guy out and I threw his head and his little tiny wings on just to see what it would look like if we threw some Legion's heads on here. And man, I think he looks pretty incredible. And then I do want to take this head and pop it on a Mythics just to see what happens there. And I chose the Demistros body, and I think this looks really good. I love the bone work around the top coming in, and I think this guy could just fit as is straight into any Mythics pop and swap. I gotta say, this is one of my absolute favorite Cosmic Legions figures so far. I absolutely love the metallic blue paint all over this guy. The head sculpt is incredible and absolutely fantastic, and all of the stuff that he comes with, you can literally make this guy any way you want. He is just he's a great army builder. He's very versatile. He comes with so many parts and pieces. It's absolutely insane, and he is a great value, even though he is a more expensive figure than your regular releases. I think this guy is going to go in great. I can see so many people army building this guy. I'm only going to have this one, but I would love to have a couple more of these heads to mix in and create like a new race for my Mythics. I think that would be really cool. This guy is he's fantastic. I can't say enough about him, and he definitely is one of my standouts in the first two waves of these Cosmic Legions figures. Let me know in the comments down below, are you picking this guy up? Have you picked him up already? How do you display them? Like, what heads do you use? Because he is so versatile, and there's so many different ways you can mix and match this guy. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I super appreciate it. Please continue to check us out over at Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I'm your host, Mark, and I will see you in the toy aisles.